Welcome to Ban This, the show where I watch a film with the sole purpose to get severely offended by it and try to figure out why I shouldn't ban it. Today, I've got the 2010 remake of one of the most notorious films of all time. The film that I just looked at yesterday, I Spit on Your Grave. So, and we're trying to censor it, considering it's a remake of an infamous video nasty, it's going to have the exact same things that would make people upset as the previous. And perhaps even more so in the violence department, at least, as it is much more extreme than the original. The original, the deaths, they're pretty quick, they're over with for the most part. Here, they get very creative, very drawn out, much more extreme, and very, for the most part, creative considering what we're looking at. And of course, there will be the same allegations, of glorifying misogyny, violence against women, and all that nonsense, which I really don't think was truly present in the original, unless you want it to be, and you're misinterpreting the purpose of the film. And for going, for emulating the murders in here would take a lot more time and effort than what we originally got. So I think in that aspect, it'd be easier to imitate or perceive that the murders were imitated in the original. Although, if you go out and do some things in here, it would be very easy to say, this is where this person got that horrible, atrocious crime from. Although one of them, I'm not sure how it would actually play out in reality if you think about the scientific aspect of it. Now, what do I think of the film in reality? What's my opinion of it? Looking at it from my more centrist, don't see the point of getting offended at things mindset. I don't like this movie. I thought, well, to me, it suffers a case of trying too hard to make it more extreme and really trying to push the envelope as much as it can, which makes the film suffer. Well, the rape scene, it's not as direct, not as raw and gritty, so we don't feel like we are in her shoes as much. We can be able to distract ourselves from it and just be merely spectators instead of a victim as well. And with the deaths, they're so over the top and drawn out that it makes Hill's motivations, and it dehumanizes her and kind of almost makes her even worse than the people she's reacting revenge on, which I don't think that's what they were going for, unless they were kind of going a more like Last House on the Left approach with the theme of violent begets violence. If that's what they were going for, then they succeeded. But I highly doubt it. And the characters, the rapists, they have this weird thing where they all have the exact same personality, less so than the original, yet they focus more time on them to try to add more human elements to them, make them more like people, which then makes the revenge that she gets even more appalling in that aspect. Simply saying, with all that saying, if it had been just keep the direct simplicity of the original, it would have worked a lot better. But then it would have been the exact same film, and there really wouldn't have been much of a point in remaking it in the first place. So I suppose they had to do something, but the things they decided to do just did not work in the film. Well, and that's that. I'll see you next time, and don't get too offended.